Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 12, Chapter 42. Many Voices and the Voice, Part 1 of 2. Of the many billions of living beings, man alone has the privilege of being entitled to investigate the truth of the universe and to merge in the bliss of its realization. But man is lost in the pursuit of wrong goals. He is struggling in the fog of doubt and divisive loyalties. He is frittering away energies and time in activities that bind him still further in the tangles of material wants. This type of activity is called moha karma. It flows from delusion and leads to further delusion. Man must outgrow this tendency and turn towards dharma karma, moral activity, idealistic activity that sublimates lower instincts and impulses and transforms every deed into an act of dedication. When this attitude is confirmed and consolidated, all karma, action, becomes Brahma karma, dedicated activity. Man merges in the universal and loses the inhibiting individuality. That is the karma which the Atma craves for and delights in. Even in the first stage of moha karma, attachment, desire-oriented activity, man should endeavor to charge it with prema, divine love. For prema will correct the karma imperceptibly into the path of dharma, virtue, and lead systematically into further stages of human progress towards divinity. What then is prema? It cannot be earned or acquired. It is the natural endowment of man. It cannot be refused or thrown off the mind. It cannot be taught or learned. If directed towards sensual objects, it may well spell ruin. If directed away from them, it can well ensure salvation. Yearning to reach for the sublimity is alone prema. Prema or love is a much misused word. Any positive response to the attraction is called love. Any feeling of attachment, however trivial or transitory, is characterized as prema. We must certainly coin new words or set aside specific words to indicate the forms of love. The attachment of parents to their children or of children to the parents must be called affection. The response to the attraction of sex can be described as fancy, fascination, or moha, delusion. The feeling of kinship or comradeship evokes dearness. The pleasure one gets through a sense of possession, especially of material objects. This can be known as satisfaction, the yearning to reach for the sublimity that lies inherent in truth. This alone is entitled to be called by that holy word, prema. For that is the sweetest, the most charming, the most satisfying possession of man. Prema is strong and steady enough to leap over all obstacles, confront with equanimity all changes of fortune and defeat, all attempts to delay or deviate. It does not judge one incident as good and another as bad. It does not ascribe them to different agencies. Just as the same sun causes both day and night, the same divine will causes joy and grief. So the devotee does not wince or exult when ill or unwell. The fault lies in man's fascination with the many instead of the one. He pursues the diverse and forgets the unity in the universe. Really speaking, the many are but different vehicles for the expression of the one. Take the example of the electric current. When the fan whirls, we say that there is current flowing. When it stops whirling, we note the absence of the current. When the bulb is on, we notice its presence. When the bulb is off, we note its absence. The current by itself is invisible. It is nirakara, formless. It activates various things, and so we recognize it. So too, divinity is in all things and behind all activity. To understand it and to recognize it, we need instruments, vehicles. To recognize this and to understand it, we need instruments, vehicles, upadhis, limiting adjuncts. Clean the eyes of the cataract of ignorance. The eyes see, but can the organ of the eye see on its own? No, it cannot function without prompting of the divine Atma, spirit within. The brain thinks, but can the cells perform the process all by themselves? No. They must be activated by the divine within. The one is the basis, the cause of the manifestation in the many. Through prema alone can the inherent, the immanent one be recognized. For the divine is prema more than anything else. Ishavasyamidam sarvam. All is enveloped by me, activated by me, says the Lord. All is one. The one appears as many to the prejudiced eye. Clear the eye of the cataract of ignorance, and it cognizes all as one. In fact, you see with your eyes only yourself everywhere. You talk only to yourself, to whomsoever your speech is addressed. You are pleased with yourself. You hate yourself. You harm yourself, and there is no other. Even when divinity comes down as avatar, divine incarnation, man is unable to pierce the veil and revere the divine. Lord Krishna says that people are unable to recognize the divinity that is He, because they deem Him merely human. Only those who are aware of the current within, the Atma, can identify the source of power before them. Always listen to the voice of God within. 3 disciplines are essential to become aware of divinity in all and in the avatar. No activity should be taken up with individual aggrandizement in view. Intellect and emotion must be directed to the revelation of the resident in the heart, Atma. Every act should be done sincerely with love, with no yearning for acquiring personal profit, fame, or benefit. Above all, listen to the voice of God within. As soon as one contemplates a wrong act, that voice warns, protests, and advises giving up. It pictures the shame that has to be suffered, the punishment that has to be faced, the disgrace that it entails. it would appear as if there are two personalities inside you, the one that prompts and the one that prevents. The warning signal, the timely advice, is given by the Jangam, the spirit of right, in the Angam, the physical body. It reminds you of the absurdity and the danger inherent in the identification of the self with the body. It encourages you to discriminate between right and wrong. It is God, enthroned in every heart as the highest wisdom, the prajnana, consciousness, the eternal witness, whom you can contact easily in the depths of dhyana, meditation. In fact, when you examine your mind, you will find there, holding sway, not one but many counselors, with their contrariness causing confusion. For example, no sooner have you planned to come to Puttaparthi to take the darshan, vision of Swami, these counselors start playing their game. One voice advises you to start only after making sure that Swami is actually present there. Another voice suggests that you can put through a call to so-and-so and discover whether Swami is at Bangalore or at Puttaparthi. A fourth lays before you alternative routes and means of transport and causes a good deal of headache. This is the Sangam around the Jangam, the Sangam group of voices that play around the spirit of right, trying to distract it. End of part 1 of 2. Guru Purnima Day, July 1974.